So it's also important that if you don't go to university, you should think about your career. And interest is one of the things that I wanted to talk about. So number one for interest is that you either can go to an event, or you could either talk to the people that are running the event. And you shouldn't fall into the trap where you go to an event but you don't actually talk to the people that run the event, because that way you can then network, which is going to be my next point. And then once you network with the person that's running the event, you will know more about other events. So in this video today, it is for people that either go to university and they think about these things, or it's for people that don't go to university. So really, it's for anyone that's literally watching this. I wanted to start off by saying that the time that you spend doing things is really important. You either have to be in a controlled environment in order to be more disciplined, or you could be in an environment where you have the freedom to do as you wish. But if you're not disciplined and you don't make the most of your time, because you're the one that has to make sure that you do everything you said you're going to do. That's why it's really necessary to realize that if an environment that gives you the freedom to do as you wish is good for you, where you can keep yourself accountable, or you need to be in a controlled environment because you know that deep down you can't be as disciplined. And yeah, that's my first point. When I say these two things, is that when you're in a controlled environment, other people make sure that you get the things done that are important. In a environment where you have the freedom to make decisions, that's where you have to be responsible for yourself. So either way, you still have responsibilities to look at. The next point which I'm going to say, it can break down into hobbies and interests. It's that hobbies are either things that help you to relax, or hobbies can be something that can turn into a skill which then you can do in the future. I wanted to say as well, I wanted to break down what I meant by interest. So it's also important that if you don't go to university, you should think about your career. And interest is one of the things that I wanted to talk about. So number one for interest is that you either can go to an event, or you could either talk to the people that are running the event. And you shouldn't fall into the trap where you go to an event but you don't actually talk to the people that run the event, because that way you can then network, which is going to be my next point. And then once you network with the person that's running the event, you will know more about other events, you will know more information about other events. You should look for ways of how to actually network with people. So this can include researching about companies in your area or people in your area and meet people that way. And that's only if you can. When you talk to people that are in your area, you can find out what's going on. And that's what I wanted to say, like where you have social awareness of what's happening in the area. And it's good for you to do research, it's good for you to ask questions. Like, curiosity never actually hurts anyone. It's good for you to make the most of your time. I wanted to add as well that it doesn't really matter if the events you go to are big or small. It's just making sure that you're able to travel to the event. And I wanted to say that the key message of this video is to make sure that you have hobbies or interests that can connect together, and then you can socialize with many people. And the aim of this video is so that you can socialize with one person each day. It's because it's important that if you have hobbies or interests, that you should try and include other people as much as possible. And if you were, for example, to have a hobby that you like drawing, like what I like to do, if you don't post about it, if you don't mention it to anyone, you don't know what could happen. And it's good for you to actually put your work out there so that other people can see it and they can learn from you, you can learn from them. It's mutual that way. And I wanted to say that when you are learning from someone, it is mutual, because you learn from them and they learn from you. But it's also so that you can develop your skills in a hobby that you may like. In this video, just to dive a bit further, is that when you are trying to learn a new skill in your hobby, is that the purpose of a hobby is so that you can find fulfillment in like what you actually like to do, that you actually are passionate in the things that you like to do, and it helps other people in some type of way rather than just learning it for the sake of it. When you're learning skills from your hobby and you become good at that skill, that then becomes your area of expertise and you can then help other people. Okay, hopefully I still have your attention, but I wanted to say that it's really important that you shouldn't give advice to someone unless you have the exact skills that they are looking for. So let me just repeat that. Do not give advice to someone unless you have the skills that they are looking for. And also, do not take advice from someone else who isn't where you want to be. So I'll repeat that one more time. Do not give advice to someone unless you have the skills that they are looking for. And do not take advice from someone else who isn't where you want to be. And that is important to me, it's important to you. And please just, if you remember anything from this video, just remember that. This is the very last part I wanted to say in this video. This will help you save time as well. If you find out the way of how you learn things, you can then save time, you can then learn so much things in a short amount of time. Whether you learn things by images, you learn things through videos, you learn things by actually doing what you've learned as well.